Hello my champs, hope you're all doing good. Guys, today's video is all about the domain communication with the patient. Okay, so part 3 is all about communicating either to the patient or to the examiner. So unless you speak, you won't get your marks or boxes getting ticked. So coming back to the easy busy domain, which is communication with the patient. The very important things, irrespective of the task, whatever you have been given with the role player, is first thing, you need to adjust your tone, the pace, the way you talk according to the situation. If it's a breaking bad news, you have to mellow down, you have to talk really soft. If it is an angry patient, again, you need to really calm down, not being defensive, but using appropriate vocabularies. On the other hand, if somebody has come for a booking visit, you can be naturally yourself. So understand what are the situation demands. Second thing, use very important patient-friendly language. Okay, so even if you use medical language, medical words or whatever which they don't understand, you have to immediately explain to them in their language. Okay, so that's the second thing. How do you know this patient-friendly languages? You can read a lot of information leaflets. Personally, what I did was, for each of the topic, I have read a lot of information leaflets to understand which information leaflet gives me a better way to explain things. And finally, I will, after reading 3 or 4, I make out my own way of explaining the things. And the best way to practice this is explain to a lay person who can, whether any condition or a diagnosis or a management, you just explain to a lay person and ask how much they understood. Okay, and while explaining, if you're comfortable, it's always a good idea to write the diagrams, because there are lots of things which you can make it very easy by writing the diagrams. But if you're not in that habit, don't do on the exam day. But if you're regularly doing, or even you can develop that habit of explaining. Third important thing is, in all patient simulated tasks, it's advised, it's a very good idea to call the patient name 5 times, because it's naturally you have to be giving the information in chunks and check the understanding. To remind us that we have to be checking the understanding, you can call the patient name 5 times and ask, am I clear so far? Okay, Julia, am I clear so far? Okay, so that they would also know that you are actually checking their understanding. And do not, for example, if you are talking about breaking a bad news, after breaking the bad news, give them a pause, let them react. If you're talking about the different types of management, like medical and surgical and expectant, after each management, give a pause, okay, and ask their understanding. Okay, and very important, if you think the patient is really getting angry, you must apologize only once. Rest of the times you can say, I can see you are upset. They might have a genuine reason. Always put the patient agendas in front whenever the patient is upset, or when she keeps on repeating the same thing. You can always ask, I can see you have a genuine concern. Can you please tell me more about it? So probably she might be able to tell you what exactly is bothering her. And once you explore her conditions, then the things would be, are probably concerned, then the things would be easier. Then, after the history taking, it's always a good idea to summarize to the patient what exactly you spoke so far, so that if there is anything they would add. And in case of management, if they are not willing for something, it's okay. Put the options on the platter and give it to them, and it is them who will decide. But as a doctor, you are not agreeing for any unsafe option, and you can always report to your consultant. Okay, and if the patient is very angry that she would want to meet your consultant, you can always say that yes, in the next appointment you can definitely meet, but I have a capacity, or I have been seeing such patients, so I can carry on this consultation. And apart from that, normally the first 2 to 3 minutes, if you let them talk, they are okay to listen to you. And if the patient is asking some question, do not ignore. If she keeps on asking, tell me the management, that is where your marks lie. So you have to go ahead. Do not waste time. So she will always direct you towards where the mark is. Okay, and listen to them carefully. Do not repeat the questions what they have already answered. All those things is a big no for them. Okay, so it is just a matter of practice, reading the information leaflets. One of the biggest probably help for all of you is to you all have a recorder in your gadgets, okay, whether it is phone, iPad, whatever. You record while you're doing a task and listen to that. So you would know what is the tone with which you are speaking, what is the pace with which you are speaking, and what are the vocabularies which you are using, and how are you pronouncing. Those things you will get an insight which will help you to do better. And definitely these audio recordings of what you have done, it will help you to revise better. Hope these tips are helpful, and this is a domain which you can master very, very easily. All the very best, guys, and God bless, and keep rocking.